Scenario 1. Russia vs. NATO, the Baltics go boom. It starts with a border incident. A Russian missile accidentally hits Estonia. NATO meets within minutes. Article 5 is triggered. Boom. Game on. Poland sends tanks. Germany activates air defense. France prepares jets. UK warships deploy in the North Sea. USA drops 101st Airborne in Romania. Meanwhile, Russia floods Kaliningrad with troops. And Belarus? Full-on launchpad. Suddenly, Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia are frontline war zones. Turkey? Still playing 4D chess. It opens Incirlik Air Base for US jets, but avoids direct combat. Iran watches and smiles. Scenario 2. China invades Taiwan. Welcome to the Pacific meat grinder. China begins with gray zone warfare. Cyber attacks on Taiwan's grid, drones buzzing near Taipei, naval blockades. Then, surprise amphibious landing. Taiwan fires back. US Navy answers. Japan invokes collective self-defense. Australia sends submarines. Philippines opens airfields. India? Border clashes begin in the Himalayas. Meanwhile, China weaponizes trade. Nice microchips you had. Would be a shame if someone stopped selling rare earths. Global stock markets? Gone. And TikTok? Goner. Scenario 3. Iran versus Israel. The flash fire that escalates everything. Iran crosses a red line, testing a nuclear-capable missile. Israel retaliates preemptively. Airstrikes on Natanz and Fordow nuclear sites. Assassination of a top Iranian general. Iran responds with full missile barrage at Tel Aviv. Hezbollah joins from Lebanon. Houthis fire into Saudi oil fields. US Navy scrambles in the Persian Gulf. Turkey, again, is stuck in the middle. NATO member, but has ties to Tehran. Now, Jordan, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and UAE all pick sides. The Middle East becomes a literal fireball. Scenario 4. North Korea says why not? Kim Jong-un sees the chaos, and chaos is opportunity. He fires a long-range missile over Japan. South Korea activates full alert. US forces Korea mobilize. Japan arms its military hard. China? Quietly angry, but lets it slide. Why? Because the longer North Korea is a problem, the longer China can say, hey US, maybe focus on Pyongyang, not Taipei. It's all one giant distraction game. Scenario 5, India versus Pakistan, the forgotten Flashpoint. Border fire in Kashmir. Nothing new, right? But this time, a Pakistani jet is downed, and a suicide bombing in Delhi sparks outrage. India retaliates hard. Pakistan responds with missiles, and suddenly 2 nuclear powers are 10 minutes away from mad, mutually assured destruction. The world begs for ceasefire, but no one's listening. Scenario 6. Turkey gets dragged in from both sides. It starts with an American jet launching from Incirlik Air Base. Russia considers this a direct provocation. Iran sees a NATO ally too close for comfort. And suddenly, everyone's looking at Turkey. NATO wants full support. Russia threatens retaliation. Syria reignites. Greece flexes its navy. Now Turkey's fighting on 3 fronts, while its citizens ask, we're in WW3? Scenario 7. The Arctic turns red and blue. The ice melts and shipping lanes open. Russia moves in fast, sets up missile bases, radar domes, and nuclear subs under the ice. NATO sends Canada, Denmark, Norway into action. US stealth subs appear. China quietly parks an icebreaker nearby with scientific purposes written on the side. Then it happens. A Russian sub and a US drone collide under the ice. Accusations fly. The North Pole, once the home of Santa, is now hosting hypersonic missile silos. Scenario 8. Africa becomes the proxy playground. France withdraws troops from the Sahel. China quickly steps in, building roads, bases, investment centers. Russia floods the region with Wagner-like mercenaries. The US sends military advisors to counter-influence. Mali, Chad, Sudan, Libya all become testing grounds for foreign powers. No clear flags, no uniforms, just armed men fighting in the shadows. And the worst part? Locals aren't sure who they're being shot by. Scenario 9. Latin America joins the chessboard. China invests billions in Argentinian infrastructure. Russia sells advanced weaponry to Venezuela. In response, the US reactivates old air bases in Colombia and Panama. Then one day, an Argentinian satellite goes dark. Blame is placed. The Panama Canal gets shut down by a mysterious cyber attack. Brazil, stuck in the middle, starts mass conscription. South America, once on the sidelines, now becomes a hot new battlefield. Scenario 10. A global naval blockade chokes the world. The Red Sea is closed by Houthi attacks. The Panama Canal is jammed. The Suez Canal becomes too dangerous. Oil tankers stop moving. Grain can't reach Africa. Tech can't reach Europe. The sea becomes the battleground. Submarines, drones, pirate factions. Meanwhile, global trade collapses. And your phone? now costs $3,000. Scenario 11, global AI systems start acting weird. AI logistics stop working. Missiles launch without permission. One algorithm marks a hospital as a valid target. A drone swarm hits it. No human was involved. Every country blames another's AI. Now the real war begins. AI versus AI. And humans? They're just in the way. Scenario 12. Japan remilitarizes hard. After multiple missile flyovers from North Korea and Chinese ships buzzing their waters, Japan holds a snap vote. Full military force approved. No more self-defense limits. They launch their first carrier in decades. US forces cheer. China screams. Suddenly, East Asia isn't just a triangle of tension. It's a fully armed circle. Scenario 13. A coup inside a nuclear state. An unstable government loses power overnight. The military stages a coup. But here's the catch. The nuclear launch systems were linked to biometric access. Now no one knows who has the codes. One general says they do. Another threatens to launch unless given control. The world watches, sweats, and prays because the war might not be between nations, but between factions inside a single one. Scenario 14. Germany rearms, and nobody's ready. At first it's gradual. A few tanks here, new jets there. Then in 2026, Germany announces a $400 billion military expansion. Everyone blinks. The US calls it reassuring. Russia calls it provocative. France calls it unexpected. Poland starts throwing a party. Within months, Berlin becomes the command hub of a new European defense axis. New Leopard tanks roll out like Volkswagens. Hypersonic missile contracts are signed with Norway. Drones fly out of old Cold War airstrips. Germany even suggests a nuclear sharing deal, and that's when the alarms start. Russia sends jets into EU airspace by mistake. France begins quietly reinforcing its own forces. NATO fractures into two mindsets, the old guard and the new war machine. Now the question isn't if Germany is back, it's what kind of Germany came back this time. Scenario 15. The holy war that started with a deepfake. It begins, like every viral lie does. No bombs, no generals, just a shaky livestream on a forgotten YouTube channel. The Pope stands in full regalia. Cameras flash. He lifts a hand. He says, "To cleanse the earth, we must rise." This is God's final war. All unbelievers must be cast down. There's a pause. Silence. Then the internet explodes. In 12 minutes, 37 million views. Holy war trends in 8 languages. Churches are set on fire in Jakarta. Mosques attacked in Lyon. A synagogue bombed in Buenos Aires. Hindu nationalists storm minority neighborhoods. Evangelical militias rise across Texas and Brazil. A temple is shelled in Nepal. Protesters die in Cairo, Delhi, and Manila. Some shout blasphemy. Some shout Amen. And some pick up rifles. The Vatican denies the video. They issue a formal statement. This is not real. The Pope never said these words, but the damage is done. The fire is lit, and truth doesn't trend. AI forensics later prove it was a deepfake. Built from public footage, trained on sermons, posted by a troll farm traced back to, well, let's just say no one's innocent anymore. But no one cares. Because war doesn't wait for facts. It waits for faith. And now, the front lines aren't borders. They're belief systems. A fake video started it. Billions believed it, and now the world burns. Not because someone lied, but because we were ready to believe. I'll be making more videos like this. Subscribe to see the next one.